All right, that's good to go. I think we are live there. Yeah, 2 streams in 2 days. See, this is what happens when you take time off work. You get bored. You don't know what else to do. You can only do so much training. Let's talk about this. We got fights from the weekend that we got to talk about. So we're going to talk about them. What we see, we get a few people into the chat. Oh, there's people already in it. Happy days, happy days. People already in it. We got Big Dan. I could see his comment there coming up on screen. We got Mr. Teza. Is that you pronounce it, Mr. Teza? Shout out to you. Obviously, big shout out to Big Dan every time. Yeah, is it on screen? Yeah, it is. Obviously, big shout out to you every time. Big up to all the guys who locked in. Yeah, so we gotta talk about the card last night, man. That's what we're gonna talk about. It was a weird one. I'm actually gonna bring the results up here. I want to know some of your guys' opinion because obviously I didn't cover all the fights. I don't think that anyone really covered all the fights. I think me, Mark, and Dale, I think Hatman as well. We only covered the 2 main fights which we were interested in, which was Boazzi versus Kalik, and we covered obviously Kennedy versus what's the fuck Babbage. But looking at that card, right, that was interesting enough. You know, there was a few interesting fights on it. And have I seen the Matchroom Supercard? Oh, I have. Yeah, I have. It's yeah. Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately, I did see it. Let's actually look at that card because that's Is it only women fights? Or are they actually going to put some men on it? Let me have a look. I'll bring it up here on BoxRec. Where is it? All right, so we have it on the 14th of November. So only 3 fights are announced, right? And if anyone doesn't know, yeah, exactly. Dale's gonna absolutely fucking come in his pants when he finds out about this card. You know, he's gonna be frosting at the mouth. Terry Harper versus Katrina Tanzera. Oh, I can't pronounce that name. Miriam Gutierrez versus Katie Taylor. Oh Jesus Christ! 37 years old. Fuck me. Oh man, this. You know, you can just tell by someone's BoxRec, bro, that they're gonna be shite. That is what this one looks like. She is not gonna look good at all. And then Rachel Ball is fighting Abana Bridges. 5-1. Oh yeah. She's the Aussie, 34 years old. I think she's full of tattoos. Let's double check it. I'm pretty sure she is. I'm pretty sure she's the one who's full of tattoos right there. Yeah, she is. Damn. A little midget full of tattoos. She ain't bad though, guys. Tell you that. I'm not really keen on girls with tattoos, but this one ain't bad for 34. For 34, she ain't bad, guys. I give him that. I give her that. But she's fighting that Rachel Ball one. That Rachel Ball one is cool. You know, she's not a bad looking. She's not terrible looking, but she seems cool. You know, social worker. She seems cool. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. You know, obviously, I'm sure they would have rather have Shannon Courtney in there, but Rachel Ball will do all right. I mean, she seems like a cool girl. That's the best way to describe it. She's pretty enough, but she seems like a cool girl. But yeah, Dale will be he'll be ecstatic over that card, man. He'll be I'm sure he can't wait. He'll take the day off work. He's only looking forward to it. You know, it's not great, lads. Let's just beat around the bush. Like, obviously, I would rather see men on these cards, but fuck it. If that's what Eddie Hearn wants to do, is what Eddie Hearn wants to do. There's not a lot we can do about it. I'll tune into it though, because it's funny, right? Because I only started doing women's boxing because G-Man's Rocks likes Katie Taylor, basically. So I said, fuck it, I'll cover a couple of these fights. They do good numbers though. They literally, like, every woman's fight I've uploaded on the channel has done over 1,000 views, a couple of 1,000 views. So they actually don't do bad numbers, believe it or not. So, you know, I'll keep doing it. I'll keep chucking out these women's fights. I'll do a couple of them, I'll do a couple of reviews. Wouldn't do a couple of them, but it was fun. Some of the fights are all right. GLG, man, you watching the card this weekend? Gorman and Liam Smith. I think it's Liam Williams, mate, who's fighting, not Liam Smith. Pretty sure he's with Matchroom now. Fucking hell. I'm doing the stream in my bedroom, and the fucking headboard is killing my neck here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Liam Williams. I forget who he's fighting. Let's see, actually. I forget the guy's name. It's a British title fight. The guy I don't think is too good. What's the guy's name right there? I've got guys like Lemieux on this weekend. Jesus Christ. Can't believe he's still fucking knocking around. Man, that guy is garbage. Who is Liam Williams fighting this weekend? It's a big card. Andrew Robinson, 24-4. So it's, yeah, not exactly great. It's not exactly great, but it's not a bad card. Like, it has how many fights on it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It has like 9 fights on it. Got Dennis McCann. Everyone. Dennis McCann, 19 years old. We seriously got to keep an eye on this kid. Man, this kid is looking like something special. Seriously. This Dennis McCann kid, he's looking special, guys. So I'll be tuning in. I'm actually probably going to cover his fight this weekend because I haven't covered any of his fights yet, but I've seen a lot of his fights. Man, he is looking something special. Like, the hype is real around him, but it's there for a reason, man. There's something. He's going to be a player in boxing in years to come. He's only a bantamweight and he's 19. So you'd imagine he could work his way up to something like super feather or lightweight by the time he finally fills out. Keep an eye on Dennis McCann. Got guys like Willie Hutchinson. Yeah, not really arsed about that. Mark Chamberlain. Yeah, they're all right. These are domestic level guys. Nathan Gorman versus Richard Latte. That's going to be a good fight. That's going to be a good fight because both guys are not the greatest heavyweights in the world. Both guys lost to Dubois. I mean, Gorman lasted an extra round, but Dubois and Latte had a bit of a war. Well, not a war, but they had a big trade. So that should be a good fight. If any of you guys are betting men, right, and I'm probably not going to do it in the predictions league that me and Dan are in. I'm probably not going to do it in the predictions league, but if you've got like a $5 to spare, I would say go and put that on Richard Latte to pull the upset. Both guys are out of the ring for over a year. Both guys lost to Dubois in their last fights. But Richard Latte, he's game. He's going to be game in there against Gorman. So if anyone has like a $5 or something spare, pop that on Richard Latte to pull the upset. Pop it on Richard Latte to do the upset. What do we have here? We have afternoon, boys. Yeah, afternoon there, boys from Junior. Shout out, shout out. Yeah, it is Liam Williams. And yeah, fucking midget. She's not bad looking though, Dan. I'll give her that. All right, I will give her that. She's not a bad looking girl. She's 34. She looks about 20. Seriously, she looks about fucking 20. She's not a bad looking girl. And I don't like girls with tattoos, nor do I like blonde ones. To be fair, it's better having women. It's better to have women fights pad out than pay. Yeah, man. True that. I mean, I honestly, right, I'd much rather they do an all women's card than wreck a pay per view. Seriously, just because I say wreck a pay per view, but like if we have a good pay per view, like Usyk Chisora, if they can put some decent fights on that, right? Okay, fair enough. As long as they don't put Dave Allen on the card and Hughie Fury, as long as they don't put that on, I'm fine with that. Like, as long as the rest of the card's decent, just don't put Allen Fury on. I'd fuck that fight. I don't want that fight. But it's annoying when like there's good prospects up and coming, or there's good matches that can be made, and they get taken off the card, or they don't get made in place of what? In place of fucking, Chantel Cameron or whatever the hell her name is, Shannon Courtney. So I can see her windmilling and swinging for fucking 6 rounds. No thanks, man. Good luck. Anthony Curtsides and Woodstock is off the card now. Injury to Curtsides. Oh, man. Yeah, because I was looking at that card last night on BoxRec. Yeah, that is gone. I was looking forward to that. I would have given Curtsides the edge in that fight. I would have gone for him on point. Woodstock's not been looking the great as of late. Big Dan's getting the shout out. Yes, yes. Actually, if anyone is in this stream and they haven't already, Big Dan actually has a channel. It's on my recommended YouTube channels on my playlist. So if you go onto my channel, you go onto channels, you'll see a link to the Big Dan's channel. You're putting out some good content, man. You're doing you strike up while the iron's hot after getting these post fights out. That's the main thing. Looking forward to the Gorman fight. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where to go? Is that for Gorman versus Latte? Because if it is, then I would be definitely giving. I definitely give it. Now, I'm not going to say an outright pick. Like when I'm doing the predictions league, I'm going to go for Gorman on points. But I'll definitely be. If I had a $5 to spare, I'd be slapping it on Richard Latte for the upset. Actually, I wonder what odds you get on Richard Latte. Sorry, guys. I'm always curious just to see the odds. Go on to Paddy Power for a sec, and we'll get an idea of what the odds are for these fights the weekend. Because I'm curious, guys. I'm fucking curious because I've never been. Even when I remember when Nathan Gorman was beating guys like Sean Turner, and people were getting like a bit hyped about him and saying, "Oh yeah, I don't know, Dubois might have a hard time." I was like, "Nah, man, he looks just fairly run of the mill. He's a little bit of hand speed, a little bit, but fairly run of the mill. There was nothing that jumped out at me about him." So when they announced him versus Dubois, I was like, "Yeah, Dubois is going to beat the crap out of the guy," and he did. It was an easy win. It was a fucking easy win for him. Okay, so Latte is a 4-1. He's a 4-1. So what would a fiver? Make 20 quid. Get 20 quid back. Let's see. Let's actually go on. 20 quid returns 100. Or 20 quid returns 80. That's not bad going, lads. It's not bad going. Yeah, I definitely think he's worth a shout. He is worth a shout the weekend. Even if it's only a fiver you put down, you'll get something back for that. So definitely worth a shout. I think I saw Mark. Yeah, I did. Shout out, Mark. What's the crack? What is the story? What is the story? You got your wish. You were very kind. I will give you that. You were very generous to Niall Kennedy last night. I was waiting for your post fight. Like I uploaded mine. I was like, right, I gotta see Mark's post fight. I was thinking, is this going to get demonetized? No, you were very good. You gave him credit. It was fun. It was a good review. The fights weren't bad last night. And who was the guy? This is what I want to talk about. Who was the guy who made his debut? I'll see if I can find that. The guy's name. He made his debut last night. What's the guy's name? John Hedges. Yeah, he should be 0-1 because he lost that fight last night. If anyone's seen that fight, he fought this journeyman, Jan Arden. He lost that fight. He only won one round. And yet Ian John Lewis is a wanker of a referee for giving people fights they don't deserve. He was the guy who scored O'Hara Davis versus Vasquez. Miguel Vasquez, I think is the guy's name. He scored that for O'Hara Davis by a good couple of points. So Ian John Lewis, as a referee, he's okay. I am the referee. I obey my commands at all times. But as a judge, as an acting judge, yeah, he is shit. Anytime, man, anytime. We got to get down up to 100 subscribers. Getting the 100 is the hardest, bro. That's the hardest. So we get you up to 100 subscribers as quick as we can. You got me, Del, and Mark, and I'm sure you got others as well, like shouting you out every time. So, yeah, good. Nathan says, yeah, Dennis McCann looks quality. He does, man. Dennis McCann looks a seriously good shout. I remember the first time I watched him, I didn't think he was 18 because he doesn't really look 18. I don't think he does. I don't think he looks that young. Like, he obviously doesn't look like an old lad. But I remember seeing this guy and thinking, man, this guy can punch for 18. His strength isn't bad. His punch selection is not bad. His speed is great. So I'm thinking, man, this guy's going to be a decent shout. This guy's going to be a decent shout moving forward. And he's only 19. No need to rush him. He's plenty of time to develop. So, man, I'm thinking Dennis McCann moving forward, he is going to be a shout. You're saying not a bad call. That I'm assuming that's about the guy. What's the guy's name? Latte on Gorman. Worth a shout. Zili Zhang is fighting Devin Vargas. Oh, Jesus. On the Haney undercard, Hrgovic is fighting Randa Broker. Randa Broker got knocked out by Pulev, and he lost to that Jermaine Franklin guy. Then we have, what's the guy's name? Devin Vargas. Devin Vargas, Jesus, people. He is not a good heavyweight. So his last win was against Niall Kennedy, and before that he was stopped in around by Ruiz. He's coming off a loss to Junior Fast. So, yeah, not good going. But what can you do? Zili Zhang. Zili's, oh, man. They are going to try and, wait and you see, right? We'll see the Sky commentary more so than anything else, because Sky will be covering that fight probably. We'll see the Sky commentary absolutely bigging Zili Zhang up and saying, look at the Chinese following. Could an AJ fight be happening? Because they'll try and do that in Japan easily. Make sure your feet still fit your boots unrivaled. Okay, I don't even know what that means, man. But he's saying he's bigging him up. So what's that? What's the next big fight? Probably next big fight is Lomachenko. It's in the description. It's Lomachenko versus Lopez. That's the next big fight. Shout out to Rob every time. I've seen double A. There we go. Good evening from across the water. Shout out every time. Shout out to all the lads in the chat every single time. Who else? The fight needs a UK broadcaster. What fight you on about, man? Because I wasn't reading it. No, you're right. Actually, he didn't stop Roker. He stopped Dinu. You're right. I wasn't thinking there. I was thinking of the other guy. He didn't stop Roker. He stopped Bogdan Dinu. That was right. You're right there. I wasn't 100% sure. Lindis Udova versus Marcus Morrison. Oh, Jesus, man. That Marcus Morrison. To be fair, right, he's come back reasonably well from the setbacks. He lost the tie-in boot, believe it or not, Marcus Morrison. He lost to the man. He lost the tie-in boot. He lost the tie-in boot, not a bother. He was also beaten by Wellborn, badly beaten by Wellborn. He was beaten by someone else as well. So Marcus Morrison's gone the comeback trail. He's with Joe Gallagher. And of course, Joe Gallagher, when he fought, what was the guy? I said his name. I can't fucking remember it now. What was it? I said his fucking name. Wellborn. When he fought Wellborn, he was taking a beating. And of course, Joe Gallagher didn't pull him out. Of course he fucking didn't. Because Joe Gallagher only pulls his fighters out when at the last fucking minute, when they've no chance of winning the fight, they're taking a beating. Then he's like, oh yeah, I'll pull you out now. When I should have done it about 10 rounds ago. Oh, what can you do? What can you do? What else do we have? Oh yeah, Loma has no UK coverage. They don't want it, really? Really? BT Sport don't want that fight. That is bullshit if ever I seen it. Because I thought BT showed a lot of the top ranked cards. So why would anyone not want a fight between Lomachenko, arguably best pound for pound in the world, and Teofimo Lopez, one of the most exciting up and comers in boxing, probably the hardest puncher Lomachenko will have fought as a pro. Probably, yeah, he probably is. He's massive at that weight. Lomachenko's been out of the ring a year. Man, why would you not want? This is for undisputed as well at lightweight. If you count the franchise championship, why would no one in the UK want to take that fight? That is just crazy. That's stupid. If Sky don't want it, fine. But BT Sport not wanting it, come on, man. And you're hoping that Fight TV, yeah, man. Fucking Fight TV. If they take it, they take it. I don't want to have to stream that fight because I'm going to stay up for that fight regardless. I don't want to have to be streaming it. One thing about the old Kraken team, I'm sure you all know what that means. One thing about those guys is they can be very choppy. It can be very choppy. Mine was like a little bit choppy on the White Pavecton card. So that's the one thing about the crack team. I don't want to have to rely on them. What is up, G-Man? Yes. Shout out CG Boxing every single time, man. Big up. You're buzzing for Spence Garcia, man. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I'm looking forward to seeing how Spence looks. Man, we've got so many questions that need answering from Spence. Just think of it like this, right? You're talking about a guy who was in a car crash about this time last year, a serious car crash. I'm so curious as to see how he looks because there's no way. People, like, you can say whatever you want that, oh yeah, he's this, he's that. There's no way there's not some residual damage or some residual trauma. There's no way that's going to happen. There's obviously something. There's definitely going to be something there anyway. And you're saying there Spence looks focused. He does look focused. It's just interesting to see, like, if this was the Errol Spence who fought Sean Porter, prior to the car crash, I don't think he'd stop Garcia because Garcia seems to have a pretty good chin, but he beat the living crap out of Garcia. He really would. But AA says if you can survive that kind of car crash, then he thinks he will be unbreakable. That's a risk. He thinks like you have. Some people are like that though. They survive like an experience like that where, well, see, like it depends. Like it's different because you hear like race car drivers who've been in serious accidents. Like I remember Mika Hakkinen. He's an F1 driver. He had a skull cracked in an F1 crash once, and he said that it didn't show him that he was unbreakable. He said it actually showed him that shit. I was going too fast. I need to slow down. So it could have a different impact on people. But Mika Hakkinen and Errol Spence are different characters. Mika Hakkinen's a jolly kind of guy. Errol Spence is a bit more, of a bragger by the looks of things. It's just what I see anyway from Errol Spence, but we'll have to wait and see on that. What were you saying about thing? They don't want to spend on international fights as they have UFC. Man, that is bullshit. That is just bullshit. Like, I mean, I don't know. That is a fight that everyone in the hardcore fans want to see. We all want to see that fight. I have no issue with that fight. If that fight was pay-per-view, I'd pay for it. No problem. It's not pay-per-view, which is good. But I'd have no problem paying for that fight either. So why the fuck they're doing that is just beyond me. So why the fuck's beyond me? Don't know if you said it before, but what's your prediction for? Do you know what's funny, right? I'm actually going to do my prediction video probably this week. I'm not going to record it today. People, tomorrow or Wednesday, I'll have the next what the fuck happened to a fighter. I've been research. Well, I already know a lot about this fighter's career, but I've been doing my little bit of research and listening to the interviews because I want to get a background on his earlier career, which is very hard to get. But I will have a what the fuck for you tomorrow or the next day, one or the other. Just depends how long it takes to record and edit it. He's had nowhere near as long as a career as David Price, but he's done a lot of things in it, and he's currently active. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun talking about this guy. We got D Jefferson in the building. Shout out every single time, bro. Glad you're locked in. Glad you're locked in. I was hoping actually to get you on the panel yesterday. We had a panel on the stream. I was like, please come up in the chat. But nah, shout out to you. Sorry, I could only watch like the last 5 minutes of your stream today. Because I was in the gym and I was getting ready to leave. But big up every time, Speaker Mind Sports. So if anyone's in the chat, they've not already subscribed to D, go and subscribe to him. Does great content. Love his live streams. Great panel. Just a good guy. Just a great guy. So go and give him a shout. Subscribe to him every single time. A lot of time for D. Subscribe to him every day of the week. What's that Nate say? G-Man, if you boxed, what weight would you fight at and what's your height? My height is about 5'11". 5'11", 6 foot. If I was to box pro, I would probably either be a middleweight or a very big light middleweight. So at the minute now, I'm weighing about 80 kg, and as many people will know, I'm not fat. So I could probably get down to 160 if I tried. But I would be aiming for 154. But I think that would be that might be a way too far. But if I could do it, I could do it. It ain't gonna happen though, because I don't box anymore, and I don't think I ever will again, to be honest with you. Maybe in the future, who knows? But for now, that's gone, man. I've got other things that I want to do. Like with YouTube and outside of YouTube, hashtag G-Man's Rocks. So boxing is, if I was to box, that would be the weights I would go at. So I'd either be a middleweight, and I'd probably be an average size middleweight, or I'd be quite a big 154 pounder, because I've never weighed I have weighed 11 stone before, but years and years and many, many years ago. Many years ago, lads. Many years ago. What was that saying? Loma had Crawler deal with Box Nation. Maybe they'll pick up. Yeah, Box Nation, man. Like, I don't even know why they're even subscription based anymore still, because what the hell are they been doing? And listen, right, when BT Sport moved when Frank Warren moved everything to BT Sports, Box Nation weren't showing any of the fights, but they were still charging subscription. They were still charging. I know some people say, oh, it's only 12 quid a month. Yeah, you're paying 12 quid a month for nothing, though. Like, literally nothing. Like, you can get those fights on YouTube, So, nah, man. Maybe they will do something with Box Nation, but it ain't going to make me resubscribe. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. G-Man, what beef do you, Kennedy, have? What beef do me and Niall Kennedy have? I've no beef with Niall Kennedy at all. He took exception to certain things I said about his preparation for the Babbage fight, but nothing I said was demonstrably untrue. There was nothing I said that was, demonstrably untrue. And I give my opinion on this channel. And my opinion, even prior to that, was that you shouldn't have been taking the fights too short notice. And that you'd need to be training as much as you possibly could, or as close to normal as you could. And hence the reason why I was saying, I wouldn't, if I was managing him, I wouldn't have took it, but it wasn't up to me. So he took it. He wasn't happy with that, but you can't please everyone. And on this channel, I don't care. I say it like it is. I give my opinion. If they don't like it, so be it. So be it. I'm not going to be patriotic. I'm not going to, I'm not going to misinform you guys. So, like, if you guys are locking in and maybe some of you are doing a bet or something like that, or you want to know who's going to win the fight, I'm not going to lie on camera and be like, yeah, this guy will win because I know him, or this guy will win because I like him. I'm going to be like, this guy will win because he's just better. And this is why he's better, or this guy won't win because of this reason. No, I'm not like that. I'm not just going to pick someone because I like them. There's plenty of fighters I don't like as people, and some of them I've never met. But does that mean I'm just going to pick against them every time? No, I'm not gonna, because that's stupid. If you're picking against someone because you don't like them, I mean, that's just stupid, because you're not going to get, how are you going to gain anything? How are you going to get, like, I don't like O'Hara Davis particularly as a bit of a person. Like, he seems a bit of a dick. But I said, and Tyrone McKenna's Irish, and I said that O'Hara Davis would beat the living crap out of Tyrone McKenna. Obviously, he didn't. I thought McKenna won the fight, but still, I picked against McKenna, and O'Hara Davis is someone I don't really like. So there you go. That's just the way I do it. That's the way I do it on this channel. It's all good, bro. Glad we're able to make it. Yes, yes, yes. Every time, bro. Every time. I'm enjoying doing these live streams. This is 2 live streams in 2 days. Something I never do. And this is a solo one because I've no two-way mic because I'm doing my live stream. In fact, I'll bring in this real quick and I'll show you actually where I'm doing this, because I'm doing it in G-Man's bedroom. As you can see, like empty side. Yeah, empty side. No one there. But ayo. That's why we say hashtag G-Man's Rocks. So we changed things up a bit. So what's this? G-Man, who will? I'll never hit a woman, bro. Never hit a woman. I'll never hit a woman. And there we go. Big Dan comes with the hashtag G-Man's Rocks. There you go. Every single time. Yes, man. I couldn't believe how many people wrote that on the birthday live stream and wrote it on the birthday video. That was funny as fuck. I wasn't even expecting that. Give me 2 seconds. Apologies, peeps. I just had to answer a text there. I only listened to half of it. The result of the Babbage fight proved G-Man to be correct, in my opinion. People use the word beef too largely. Yeah, whoever it was, I think it was one of the guys earlier in the chat said beef. Look, I don't have beef. People use beef in too many senses. No, I gave my opinion. I said that, judging by what I saw and judging by what I knew, I was like, you're not going to win. So there you go. I have beef with nobody. People like to say that. That's why I say G-Man's respect, because he calls straight down the line. Shout out D the same way you do. That's it, man. That's it. That's the way I like it. Like, I would hate it if someone came to my channel and were like, oh, you're biased towards this fight, you're biased towards that. I'm like, nah, man. Nah. There you go. Yeah, fuck him. OD could fight Sam Maxwell next. Maxwell's claim to fame is that like last second knockout of your man. Sam Maxwell's okay. He was a good amateur. He fought Lomachenko in the amateurs, I think. Could be wrong on that, but he fought Loma, I think, in the amateurs. As I say, Kennedy would jump at the chance to fight on Sky, especially a low domestic level. He's 36 years old. Yeah, I do take that into consideration as well, that like a lot of people jump at the chance to fight on Sky because of the fact that, it's a big platform. If you win, you can go. But like, my way of looking at things is, right, if you're going to take the opportunity, right? So let's say you are a fighter who's blue collar, who might not get an opportunity anywhere else, and you jump at the fight on Sky. You want to give yourself ideally the best preparation. And I'll tell you why. Because you can look amazing in defeat. I mean, look at Eric Donovan, right? He looked brilliant in defeat. Although he lost, he looked brilliant in defeat because he was doing very well against Alpha Barrett. He will have earned himself, shows for that. He would have got work from Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn might even work with him again. He might even get a fight as a home fighter. Who knows? So you can look brilliant in defeat, right? But you could also look terrible in defeat, right? So if you're ill prepared and you just go in there and get blown out, well, someone's going to look at you and be like, well, why are we going to put him in one of our prospects? We want our prospects to get rounds, and all that's happening is you're going in there and you're getting blown out. So If we put that guy in there with someone else who's up and coming, well, we're going to get the same result. Whereas you look at someone like Eric Donovan, look at some of the featherweights Sky have, or look at some of the, well, that's really Eric Donovan's weight division. Eddie Hearn would be looking and be thinking, you know what, this guy could be, he could be a problem for some of our featherweights, will be a real good check. So that's what I mean. You look great. You can look great in defeat. And a defeat's not the end of the world. Like, if you look good in defeat, there's always opportunities there, all right? But if you go in there and you just get steamrolled, all right, and you're ill-prepared, there you go. There you go. BT have allowed ITV the rights to some fights on the card in November. Okay. ITV, I didn't even know they were still, like, the last fight they put on was Term and Pacquiao, as far as I believe. So, yeah, a while ago. What else will we see? Yeah, like, exactly, right? You see, Calic lost, right? And that right there is an example of someone looking good in defeat, because Calic gave it a good going. He really did put it on Boazzi. He really did. He really did look good. So, for the first few rounds anyway. And that will do him all the good. You see, that'll do him all the good, because he'll probably get more fights off the back of that. He could get a fight against someone could look at him and be like, maybe that could be in someone. Well, they probably wouldn't put him with Anthony Yard, God only knows. But Lyndon Arthurs or someone like that, And see, like, there, other people are saying that Calic looked good in defeat. His profile's blown up. You see, when you take a fight in the away corner, you have adequate preparation, and you go in there and you really try your best and you really give it a good go. And even if you lose, it can open up more doors. Hashtag GMAS rocks. Hey, I can't see Mark's comments for some reason. Tell Mark I said to unblock him. Mark, I don't know. Is UND blocked? I don't know. Should be able to. If you can see that, D. You're definitely nothing on mine end anyway. Joshua Boazzi gave Calic respect for giving him. I was just reading another comment there. For giving him a much better fight than expected. Good showing by Calic. Yeah. And like that's it. Like, it was a great showing by Calic. I remember when the fight was getting started. Just turn that down. I muted it 2 ways. Remember when that fight was getting started, I was on the phone. I was actually chatting to Mark on it. And me and him were about like, holy shit, because I wasn't expecting much from Calic. I was like, holy shit, this is getting good. There was the third round where he really put it on Boazzi. And Boazzi was looking uncomfy in there. I was like, man, this is good going. This is good going. Yeah, Mark says as well, D's not blocked. I don't know. Me, I don't block anyone on this, really. I don't think have I ever blocked anyone on a stream? I think I may have blocked one little troll once, that's all. Yeah, he says he can see all your messages. And people as well, I forgot to ask, if you haven't already, smash the like button, please. Don't ask for much on these live streams. Don't really ask for anything. Don't ask for anything. All I want is just for someone to smash the like. That helps out a lot. Eric Donovan looked good, and the loss was arguably, was outboxing Zelf-Bar, but got worn down. Yeah, the biggest problem for Donovan was the size. He's not a super featherweight. He's campaigned in Ireland anyway. He campaigned at featherweight, not super feather. And that was a good fight, man. That was a fun fight to watch, because Eric Donovan, I'm sure Mark knows this, he's moved to the Celtic Warriors gym with Pascal Collins now. So he's got a full-time coach now. So that should be good for him, actually. It should be very good for him. But that right there, Eric Donovan is a cool guy. He is. If you ever met him, he's really nice. He's approachable. He's a gentleman. He really is a cool guy. So he will have got a lot of help. That would have done him the world of good. Seriously, that loss, even though it was a loss, even though he knocked out, he was winning the fight, in my opinion. I think I remember only giving Barrett 1 round. And he'll get more fights off the back of that. And as I said, he might even get a fight as the home fighter for Matchroom. You never know. I don't think he's got any deal in place, but you never know. He might get something off the back of it, which he deserves, because as I said, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. PDC syndrome, live life like a rapper outside of camp. Yeah. Well, that's what Al Heyman was in. Like, he managed Beyonce, Nolan, and he was in the music industry. So that's what a lot of these guys do. They just live that, real trashy life outside the ring. And they wonder why they're struggling to make weight inside the ring. And they're wondering why some of these fights are hard, Believe, amazing. Early predictions for Joyce Dubois. Going against what a lot of people think, but I am going with Daniel Dubois on points. Yeah. Most people are going with, some are going with Joyce by stoppage, others are going with Dubois by stoppage. I think Dubois is going to win it on points. Seriously. I think Dubois is going to win this fight on points. Whether he deserves to or not, because let's look at this, right? Let's look at this in a nutshell, right? And I'll give a bit more of a blow-by-blow breakdown the closer we get to this fight. But let's look at it like this, right? Ever since this fight was even being talked about, all BT Sport did was shit and piss on Joyce. Seriously. Look at him in the interviews with his manager, ringside at some of the fights. All they ever really did was shit and piss on Joyce. They want Dubois to win this fight. So they will be, there's no way. There's fucking no way they're going to give a decision unless Joyce drops Dubois a couple of times. They're not going to give a decision to Joyce. And I don't think Dubois, I think Joyce is tough enough to be able to go and last a little bit longer. I think he'll be good. I think he'll last long enough. And like as CG Boxing said, there you go. There you go. Frank wants Dubois to win. It's well known. Like obviously, he obviously wants Dubois to win. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Dubois win it on points, whether he deserves to or not. He's going to get this on points. I think he could definitely hurt Joyce, and I think he will. But like that, Joyce is he's underrated how heavy-handed he is. I mean, look when he hit Joe Hanks with that left hook. Look at the state of Joe Hanks's face when he took that left hook. Joyce has 2 sandbags in his hands. Seriously. That's what it's like. They're like fucking sandbags. So Joyce, he hits hard. He can be a bit crude, but he hits hard, very hard. Don't underestimate Joyce punching power. You're going with Joyce by point or stoppage. I do agree with you, man. Joyce could get the bad end of the judge. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, D. If it was fair, I probably would say Joyce to win. But I just know myself that if this goes 12 rounds, Daniel Dubois is the BT poster boy next to Tyson Fury. He is the next big thing. He's the next hope. Frank Warren wants to push him. He'll have the politics on his side. Might even have the referee on his side. Because you know yourself the way some fights can go. If we know the fighter's an A fighter, we can see the referee is starting to get involved and, breaking them up when they don't need to get broken up and, all that kind of bullshit. All that stuff happens. Just heard Parker foul will be confirmed tomorrow. Oh, wow. Jesus. Thoughts on the fight? Good fight, man. Good fight. I think Parker will win. That would be the first live opponent he'll have fought since Dylan White, though. But that's a massive step up for Junior Fa as well. That's a massive step up for Junior Fa as well. So I think it'd be a good fight. I think they met in the amateurs, didn't they? I go with Joseph Parker. If they're doing that in New Zealand, although I don't know what way New Zealand are with Rona. I know Australia are being bitches about it, but I don't know what way New Zealand are, with regards Rona, whether they let fans in or not, because that's a big fight. That's an all New Zealand heavyweight clash. That's a big fight. That's a big fight in there. And I notice it from my end. Whenever I do a video on Joseph Parker, they always do very good views. I check the analytics and it's all New Zealand, or the majority is New Zealand. So those guys are big down there. So if they're launching the zone, as well as that, if they're launching the zone down in New Zealand and Australia, then that's what I think. They'll do good numbers. They'll get good subscriptions. And yeah, exactly your thoughts, D, every time. Joe Stunner thinks that Joyce gets hits too much. Really difficult to predict, but I'll go with the Dubois by stoppage. Yeah, he does get hit a lot. He does, Joyce. I'll admit that he does. But I look at the guys. Look at the guys they fought. Like Brian Jennings is better than anybody Daniel Dubois fought, bar none. And look at the amateur career of Joyce. Never mind the fact that he got battered by Usyk. Yeah, he did. But Joyce hadn't even been an amateur that long. And he was in there against Alexander Usyk. And if you look at Usyk in that World Boxing Super Series, even though Joyce got the crap beat out of him, that was still the most competitive fight Usyk was in that whole tournament. Seriously, that shows the skill of Usyk. And even though, Joyce did get the crap beat out of him, he was still more game than the other guys Usyk fought. Babbage fighting Tom Little. Oh, Jesus. I really don't want to see that fight, man. I don't want to see that fight at all. Let me see. I'm nearly sure the last time Tom Little fought was against that fucking well, I say against that. It was against your man, the guy. Hrgovic. I'm nearly sure. Because Tom Little's what, 10-8? Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't Hrgovic. It was Majavov. I think I can't pronounce the guy's name. I don't know why I thought he fought Hrgovic. Could have been. I no idea why, but thought he did anyway. Let's see. Who has better recovery powers? Larry Holmes or Tyson Fury? Yeah, man, they are both. They both took heavy knockdowns of two massive, massive punchers. You know, I mean that Ernie Shavers knockdown, man, that was no joke. Man, Ernie Shavers was one of the hardest punchers in history. And Larry Holmes said that the punch, if he'd hit him any like kind of softer, they said if he hit him any softer, he would have knocked him out because he hit him so hard it actually woke him back up. We need to see Fury. Like we've seen Fury decked a few times by little weak punchers. So and Larry Holmes definitely had a better chin pound for pound than Fury. I think that's fair to say. I would say probably for now, I'd say Larry Holmes the better powers of recovery. But we need to see. Fury. He might not get checked again. You know, he might have this Wilder fight and go through it no problem, like he did the second fight. Get him Latte, battle of the swingers. Oh man, Babbage versus Latte. That'd be a fun fight, actually. I'm telling you now, Babbage if Babbage wants to have a good career, and I like Alan Babbage, he seems like a character. And Croatians are actually normally quite nice people. You know, they're actually very, very good people. Like I've known some Croatians. I work with a Croatian girl. They're very nice people. You know, very nice. And Alan Babbage is a likable guy. I would, if I was managing him, I'd get him to drop down to cruiserweight. He'll have a lot more success at cruiserweight. I don't think he's hitting too hard at heavyweight because Niall Kennedy hasn't got a granite chin, to say the least. He's been down a few times. And yeah, I think that if he moved down to cruiserweight, those shots would have a lot more thudding effect on him. Big up, BRJH Sports and Entertainment. Shout out to you. Glad you're locking in. Glad you're tuning in. I'm missing out on loads of questions here. Jesus Christ. Big Dan, you even said it. Well, I see a David Diamante thing there. I'll read that now in a sec. You think is going to try to polish his boxing in this fight, use his jab more? Yeah, he's got a good jab, Dan. He really does. When he uses it, a very good jab, underrated jab, I think. Like whenever I look at Dubois' jab, I think, you know, it's a weapon. Sure, he dropped that Fujimoto guy with the jab. And obviously that Fujimoto guy was garbage, but still, he's got a hell of a jab on him. Yeah, I think he'll try and box. I think, see, the guys he's been fighting, realistically, who's the biggest puncher he's fought? Latte? Richard Latte, the biggest puncher that Daniel Dubois fought. So he's going to go in there against the biggest puncher now in Joe Joyce. He's going to want to be defensively sound because he's never really taken a hard shot off anyone. He's going to get hit by Joe Joyce. Make no mistake about it. So he's going to want to make sure his defense's boxing is on point because seriously, when you think of Dubois' resume, there's no real punchers there. Like Kevin Johnson ain't a puncher. Gorman ain't a puncher. Kajanu not a puncher. Who else? It's not really flipping anybody. You know, Latte's probably the biggest puncher he's fought. Did you hear David Diamante introduce Alan Babbage as the young phenom entering slugger? Yeah. I like David Diamante. He's a cool guy, but yeah. Do you remember the commentator or the announcer for the Golden Contract where he got the fighters wrong? Where he was announcing I think he announced one Sergei Michel, I think it's the guy's name, and it was fucking Liam Conroy. And then he announced the other one the other way. It's funny as shit. Yeah, some MCs, they have lapses. These talked about it. Yeah. Talked about the Parker Fat fight earlier on the live. He liked the fight. I would edge to Parker as well, D. It'd be the first real opponent he's fought since Dylan White, though, because he fought that Flores guy, Alexander Flores. That was a shit show. Then he fought Molina. No, he was meant to fight Molina, and he fought Alex Leopold instead. And then he fought Shondell Winters. Like, literally, Parker is fighting sub-domestic level opponents. So, a former world champion to go from fighting Dylan White to going and fighting guys who are not even British level. Seriously, what do we have here? We said, don't be surprised if they wheel it. Oh, jeez, no, man. Do not want to see Lucas Brown, man. Fuck him. He lost to Kamil Sakalowski. Go and watch that fight. He fucking lost that fight. Don't want to see Lucas Brown in there against anyone, really. You know, they were talking about him against Parker at one stage. Man, that Lucas Brown is finished. You know, he was never an amazing heavyweight either. His best win is against Shagayev. Look at Shagayev. bloody beer keg Shagayev is. You know, a 5'11" fat cruiserweight. That's his best win. He's getting battered in that fight. Joyce gets underrated. He needs the KO. Yeah, man, he does. He does. They will be biased towards Dubois. Oh, we've seen that. Like, I mean, the telltale signs were all there before this fight was even announced. When they were grilling, they were grilling Joe Joyce. Man, they were grilling Joe Joyce even when Joe Joyce was, like, I think, getting ready to fight Brian Jennings, and Dubois was fighting, a couple of guys here and there when he's fighting that Tete guy. They were grilling Joe Joyce, and I was thinking, you know what? This is a precursor for what's going to come. It is going to be literally, it's just going to be Dubois getting all the credit, and yeah, they'll get the benefit of the doubt because they want Dubois. They're really, really up for Dubois. BT Sports, they want to market him, they want to sell him, and they want him to win. So definitely, I think that even if this fight goes 12 rounds and Joe Joyce deserves to win, unless he's dropped Dubois a few times, he's probably not going to get it. He's probably not going to get it. David Diamante and the BT announcer doing my head in. Thomas Triver, I think, is the BT announcer. I don't mind Diamante, to be honest with you. He's okay. He's not the worst announcer in the world. Thomas Triver ain't great. I'll admit that. But, man, I don't really mind them. Yeah, Michael Buffer is the G. And obviously Jimmy Lennon Jr. is quite good as well. But Diamante, he's not terrible. I like the way he repeats the names after every fight. It's a real throwback. I do like that. Brown is fighting another prospect and getting knocked out. Oh, who is he fighting? Do you know? If you know, pop it down in the chat, because I wouldn't mind knowing who he's fighting next. I don't think he should be fighting, to be honest with you. Really, but we'll see. The fight starts now. Yeah. Oh, man, that does be funny. You're in an empty arena and you're like, yeah, for the fans in attendance. That's why Michael Buffer hasn't done it, because his catchphrase is like, for the fans in attendance. And it's an empty arena. Literally, it's an empty flipping arena. They did say, actually, I meant to say it to you guys. Bob Arum, there will be a crowd in the MGM bubble for Lomachenko versus Teofimo. It's only going to be 200 people. It's a crowd of 200 people, and I imagine those tickets are going to be quite dear. But we're going to get some fans in attendance for Lomachenko Teofimo, which is quite good. So, it's something. It's something. So at least we get that. At least we're getting, even if it's only 200 fans, we're getting something. So I'm happy about that. 200 fans in a small arena like that. Yeah, it's not going to, I wish we had fans at the fight the other night for Baranchek versus Apida. I wish we had fans at that fight. Man, that would have been crazy. Man, the fans would have absolutely lapped that fight up. It's just a shame. Such a shame we don't have them. So, yeah, we're getting 200 fans in at attendance. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. He's fighting... Who is he fighting? The PDev. I think I've heard of the guy. I'll just Google him. I've definitely heard of him. Oh, yeah. Russian guy. So this is the guy that Brown's fighting next. Oh, Jesus. 31 years old from Russia. 6'5". Okay. Well, Brown at this stage is washed up beyond belief. So, shouldn't be too bad. Should be an easy win. Yeah, exactly, D. That's what it's going to be like. 8,000 tickets, 20,000 ringside. If they're allowing 200 fans in, they're not going to be your average Joe. So, it's not going to be, you or me, your average fan who wants to go to that. It's going to be a massive fucking, what. They'll be dear. You miss going to the York Hall. It's one of the few things about lockdown. Do you know what, right? The weekend I was in London, I was so annoyed that there was no fights on in London. Because the weekend I was over there was the middle or start of February. And I mean, I was going there with no real plans. And I was like, fuck it, if there's any fights on, because I was near the York Hall, if there's any fights on, I'll just grab tickets and go. And not one fight was happening in London. I would have loved to have gone to a fight in the York Hall. We'll get back there eventually with fans. They have to. There's no way around it. They have to eventually. Otto Wallen versus Rivas would be a banger. Yeah, that would be actually a bad fight, actually. Oscar Rivas versus Otto Wallen. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yeah, he says the fight starts now 5 minutes before the fight. He does. Yeah, and they were even for fucking thing at one point. Yeah. Wallen versus Brown at one point. Oh, Wallen would have won that pretty. Brown he's a shot man. The crowd is just first responders. Really, really. I would imagine that the crowd would have just been a couple of rich guys, just a couple of rich guys in attendance, and that'd be that then. What did they say? Joe Joyce's chin is definitely more proven than Dubois. Oh, too right it is. Joyce can take a punch, where with Dubois, we're not sure yet because nobody's properly popped him. He hasn't faced a puncher either. As I said, man, Joe Joyce would be the hardest puncher Dubois faced. You know, he's not really fought, and he's fought like no real punchers at all. As I said, Richard Latte is probably the hardest puncher that Daniel Dubois has faced or will have faced, you know, as a pro. So to go from that to fighting Joe Joyce, you know, he's going to want to make sure his defense is on point. Because Joe Joyce, I'm telling you now, people, even though some people are saying, yeah, he's slow, he's cumbersome, the man has 2 goddamn sandbags in his hands, right, or in his fists. He's a hard puncher. So if he starts landing on Dubois is going to be feeling that shit. Oh, he is going to be feeling it. Wilder hit Fury 3 times with the right hand. The second fight, Fury rolled the one and took the other 2. Wilder getting whipped again. Yeah, he is. Oh, man. He's got Malik Scott in his team now. I mean, like, what the fuck? What? Who is Malik Scott even trained? He's trained fucking nobody. And he's got that little fucking pest JD is in his corner. Ah, man, that guy is... There's something off about that lad. There's something not right about that JD, guys. He is literally in that team for the sole purpose of money. Wilder, really, like, I mean, oh, man, like, he just doesn't seem to get it. He is just someone who just does not seem to get it. He's surrounded by these goddamn yes men, and they're taking him for a ride. And, like, I honestly think he doesn't even probably want this Fury rematch, but they just want to cash him out. Man, they literally just want to cash Deontay Wilder out now at this stage. And, like, with Wilder, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Leave him, man. Let him. If he wants to go and take the rematch of Fury, if he wants to let the one person who had his best interest at heart go, if he wants to do that, then so be it. You know, that's his prerogative. That's his own fault. And just let him. Just let him. Just let him do it. Aaron Dingle. Mark just uploaded a video on Niall Kennedy, and it's 9 minutes. I'll give that a watch when I finish this then. 100%. I'll give it 100%. Yeah, shouts to Aaron Dingle. I will be giving that a watch straight away. Yes, I will. Like I said to D earlier, I said to D, I have no beef with Niall Kennedy. Like, I'm probably not going to see it. Like, I don't train in boxing anymore, so I don't need to go back to his gym or any other gym for that. So I'm probably not going to see him. And with regards, like, Irish fighters, there's plenty of Irish fighters I like and I know who are good guys. But in terms of this channel having Irish fighters on it, I don't really... I'm doing my own thing on this now. If I'm going to have fighters on it, it's going to be a lot bigger names, because the channel is at a stage now where I can get some decent views with having decent fighters on it, you know? So I won't be looking for interviews with some Irish fighters that I like. When I say Irish, I mean fighters that I don't know, like some up-and-comers. I won't be doing that. I want to... my channel is a little bit bigger than that, you know? And with regards to small hall shows in Ireland, yeah, I won't be looking for any media passes anymore, because, like I said, the channel has grown enough that I want to get the ones in the UK where the real action is. So there's that. Yeah, Scott took a dive. Apparently it was something to do with child support or something like that, or something allegedly. Anyway, he's going to train Wilder how to take a dive, make it look believable. Yeah, Malik Scott, questionable heart, question everything. Literally. What does that say? G-Man's voice rocks. What? G-Man's voice crack rocks. That's a new one. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that stands for. I'll just stick to G-Man's rocks. And it's always with the S. Some people put G-Man rocks. And, like, you can say that if you want, but it's G-Man's rocks. The S got to get in there. You got to get the S in there. Just hit me up if you're ever in London. We'll go to the York Hall. Yeah, man. Anytime. That's the thing. Like, that's one thing I really should have done when I was over there. And to be fair, my channel only just hit 1,000 subs. But if I ever am in London, and I know a lot of my subscribers are from around there anyway, so I will gladly meet up with any subscriber. You know me. What you see is what you get with me, man. I ain't a prick. You know? I ain't a prick. Anyone wants to come meet us or anything like that, more than welcome. More than welcome. And I'll gladly meet a fan. No questions asked. Voice crack. Has my voice been cracking on this stream? I fucking see. I hope not. I hope it's been going good. Yeah, I hope it's been going good. Big Dan's in London too, man. Fuck, man. Well, man, honestly, like, I can't tell you the next time I'll be heading over there with everything that's going on. I don't want to quarantine for 10 fucking days. So, and there's nothing on over there for me anyway, really, at this stage. So, I couldn't tell you next time I'll be over there. But when I am, you guys will all know about it. I'll let you know in advance. And yeah, definitely, I'll meet a few of you guys. No problem. Anytime. Anytime. Any fucking time. Definitely, I want to look at that video Mark done. I'm actually going to check my sub feed real quick. And personal message to Niall Kennedy, ever the gentleman. Oh man, this damn. That, oh yeah. That is yeah, that's gonna be oh man. Yeah, hit 2,480 subs, brother. When is the last time you checked your numbers? If you thought you just hit 1,000, then rock on. I check my numbers most days, to be honest with you. I would check them most days. I think if you want to know exactly my subscriber count, it is 2,488 exactly. So that's what the exact numbers are. I check them most days, man. Honestly, I check my sub feed most days because I just like knowing that the channel's growing. I want to hit 3K by the end of the year, by Christmas time. If I could hit 3K, I would be so happy. You ever see that South Park scene where it's Craig and he's like, if I get to call the counselor a shit face, I will be so happy. It's like that. That's what I'm like. But yeah, no. That's what we got. What we got here. How do we arrange a meeting when things return to normal? DM you. Yeah, literally. Man, DM me. My email is on the about page. I think it's there. So literally you just email me. And that's it. You know, I'll gladly meet anybody. Like, you know, I ain't got no problem. That's what you guys watch my videos, right? You guys watch my videos. So you know, you take the time to watch them. So therefore, that's why I do these lives. That's why I'm doing a lot more of these live streams, just to give something back to you guys. You know, so you can interact and get in and chat and stuff like that. That's why I do all that. You know. G-Man, what's your opinion on Porky's Corner? Do you watch his channel? Seen a couple of his videos, to be honest with you. Nothing against the guy. It's not really my style of video, to be honest with you. I've seen a couple of them. Like, he does okay. Like, so it just wouldn't be his style. It's just not really my style. You know, nothing against the guy personally. Just not really my style of like content. But I have watched some of his videos, definitely. Like, I've watched plenty of them. But like I said, just it wouldn't be my kind of style. Wouldn't be my taste. And there's a lot of YouTubers that, you know, I watch some of their videos, but it just wouldn't be my style. Like, I mean, like, I like, one thing I love doing is I like watching videos of some of the guys like Hatman D, you know, Mark, Dell. I'll listen to them while I'm in the gym. You know, I like having some boxing news to listen to in the gym. That's what I'm saying. I locked into the D stream today, but literally I locked in the last 5 minutes when I was in the gym. So that's what I like doing. And I do it when I'm in work as well, especially with D, because a lot of times when he goes live, it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock in Ireland. And if I'm in work, I'm always like, yeah, Grant, pop the headphones in. I will listen to that and it will get me over that last half hour. I will literally be like, yeah, that will get me over the last half hour, the last hour. I get to listen to D. I get to listen to Mark if he's on or if he has the panel. And I'm like, we are good. We are good to go. Same here. If any of you ever come to Columbus, Ohio, just contact me. We go for some beers. 100%, man. Columbus, Ohio. I've always wanted to go to the States. Ohio was a place I thought about, but the first place I want to go to was Boston, just because it just looks so nice. But definitely, like, there's parts of the States I'd love to go to. I fucking love to go to. So, yeah. What we have here? We've got Revis Takam is a solid fight. Favorite Revis at this stage. Yeah. Takam has definitely seen better days. Definitely. I think that Chisora fight took a hell of a lot out of Takam. Not just the fact that it was a tough fight, I suppose for him it wasn't that tough. But it's the fact that he was winning that fight. He was on the verge of stopping Chisora, and then he goes and he ends up getting knocked out. He ends up, oh, fuck, I put the camera on. Ah, fuck it, we'll keep it on for a bit. It just gets uncomfortable in my bedroom sometimes. Because I normally do this in my living room, as I'm sure most of you will already know. But I said I'd fuck it. I'll just chill in bed and do this. I'm not physically in bed. I'm just lying on it. So yeah, with that. What else we got here? So I missed a hell of a lot of this. We agree. Oh yeah. UD for Rivas on Takam. Oh, what we have here? Damn, you think that? Do you know what? Right, actually, that's a good shout. That is actually a good shout because one thing we noticed from the Brian Jennings fight, and Brian Jennings ain't a devastating puncher, but he was able to not buzz, but he was able to hurt Joe Joyce a little bit to the body. He was. He hurt Joe Joyce a bit to the body, and you just think if that was Dubois or someone like that, and Dubois does go to the body as well. He does. And he can be quite effective when he goes to the body. Not a lot of heavyweights do. Like Klitschko was someone who never went to the body. But if he's landing shots on Joe Joyce's body and Joe Joyce, because he did look a bit soft in that last fight, it had to be said, Joe Joyce. He said he was carrying lockdown pounds. So if he does start like landing like that, then it should be interesting. Let's see. Hughie Fury is on white card, no opponents. Oh man. Oh, Jesus. Fucking Hughie Fury. I mean, as long as it's not Dave Allen, I mean, I don't even want to watch Hughie Fury at this stage because he's boring as a fuck. He's boring as anything. Like, seriously. Seriously. And even people in the chat laughing at him. Yeah, there you go. He's just so fucking boring. That's why I just don't want to watch him. You know? And I don't know why Eddie Hearn even signed the guy. Seriously. Like, what the fuck? It's the same shit, different day with Hughie Fury. Oh, this time we've got more aggressive. Oh, this time it's different. Oh, this time it's whatever. And then it's just jab, jab. Look, that fight when he fought Peters, that was just a farce. That was silly. And he wonders why he's struggling to, sell tickets or why people are like taking the piss out of him. There's a reason why they're taking the piss out of you, mate, because you're fucking doing shit like that. I'm doing shit like that. Good call about Joe Joyce being something about it. You certainly see that happening. Yeah, I do. But one thing I'll say about Hughie Fury, as long as it's not Dave Allen, like, yeah, one thing about him being on the card, yeah, fair enough. If they give him some just like German to knock over, like, fucking, yeah, go on, do it. But don't put him in there with Dave Allen. We don't want to see that. Seriously. I really can't stand. Oh, man, once I finish this stream, right, I'm debating whether to order pizza this evening because I've literally not long back from the gym and I'm fucking starving. I don't know what to get. So I'm debating whether or not to get some pizza or something like that. But I might just order a pizza after I finish this stream and just be like, right, let's see what Mark has to say. Let's see what Mark has to say. Yeah, oh yeah, blockbuster. Fucking blockbuster. Yeah. Oh man, I do not want to see that fight at all, man. That is just, that's a no-go, man. That's a shit fight. That is such a shit fight, man. Dave Allen versus Hughie Fury. I mean, no. I would genuinely, right? I would take the women's fights on the card over that. Seriously. Give me fucking Rachel Ball versus that Bridges girl, the little short Australian thing, the fine thing. And give me Katie Taylor versus whoever, Miriam Gutierrez. Give me those two fights over that one fight. Fuck that. Hughie should fight Zhang. Ugh. The white Paveckin card sounds terrible. Conor Venn versus TBA, Babish Little. I did hear a rumor, and it could be just a rumor, but I do think that they are trying to make Kuzman versus Bacoli. So Kuzman versus Bacoli for that card. Because that was meant to be on the first card. The first white Paveckin card. So they might do that. They might do that. So I hope so. That would actually save it. Seriously, that would save it. Oh, neither guy deserves to win. D, don't come at me with that. Don't mention that fight, man. That's, anyone has insomnia. I'll tell you this now, right? If anyone in this chat or watch this video has insomnia, watch Robert Easter Jr. versus Reese's Bartholomew. Man, that will put you to sleep. That'll put you to sleep, man. Anytime. Fury versus Bacoli. That's a good one, man. That's a better fight. you know. But Cody's doing all right. His only loss is to Hunter. Hunter's a good fighter, man. Hunter's a fucking good fighter. If you could pick a different trainer for Huey, who would you get? honestly, I actually would keep it close to home. I'd get Peter Fury. He needs a fiery character like that. Seriously, I'd get Peter Fury in there. I would actually get Peter Fury in there. Just knock this off. There we go. I'd actually get Peter Fury in there just because I'm going to lie back down because that was getting real uncomfortable there. I was getting really uncomfortable. How do you think Breeze would do a heavyweight? He could do all right. You know, he's fought a heavyweight before. He knocked out Manuel Char badly at heavyweight. So he wouldn't be the biggest heavyweight in the world, but he'd do all right. Do I think he'd win a world title? Probably not, unless he wants to rematch Manuel Char. But probably not. Probably not. Did son of Barry Hearn, Eddie, get that to duck his meeting with Frank? God only knows. God only knows. All I know is Eddie Hearn has a cold, a runny nose. By his own admission, he's a runny nose. That's his own admission, not me making it up. Look at the interviews with Eddie Hearn. He said he's a runny nose. So that's his admission. So make it out what you will. Yes, make it that what you will. Buddy McGurk. Yeah, Buddy McGurk, D wouldn't be a bad shout. Wouldn't be a bad shout. But I don't know. I don't know. You see, he has a decent jab, D, but he needs to be more aggressive. Buddy McGurk is real safety first. So, like, you're talking about a fighter who's already safety first. I just think that wouldn't work. Like, I mean, like, Huey Fury jabs a lot anyway. So, if he's already safety first, I just don't see that. I just don't see that happening at all. Got someone in the chat. We got Joseph here in the chat. G-Man, it's finally confirmed. Is it? Is it official? Like, let's see. I'm gonna Google this because I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. It seemed like a logical next step, especially if they're trying to launch the zone deal to be confirmed on Tuesday. Okay. I'm actually going to click on this because it's a New Zealand article. And I actually want to see this. I want to see actually are they going to let fans in at this? I hope they will. A date and venue has not been released. With Auckland moving into, what? To some like level 1, whatever that means. Take place in December. Will they let fans in? Will they let fans in? Any mention of fans? Not that I can see. Not that I can see. But it looks like, yeah, December will be about right. Seriously, that's about right. So I'd say probably December, yeah. Will they let fans in? I want to see fans. That'd be a good atmosphere at that fight. Yeah. True that, G-Man. True that. And D knows me. I speak the truth. Regardless who it is, regardless whether I know you or not, I speak the truth. That's how this channel stays, man. That's how this channel stays. That's how this channel's gonna stay, man. G-Man speaking the truth. Oh, really? That's what level 1 means. Fans are welcome, my understanding. Yeah, I honestly, like, this whole, what's this situation is just, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I just miss the atmosphere. Like, yeah, it's nice that we've boxing back, but I just miss the atmosphere of the fans. It just adds to it. Even the Yoka fight, which is still off box rec, even that, I missed. It was just nice to see fans in there. It's nice to see in attendance. And the thing is, you see these fights like Baranchek versus Apida, you see the knockout Dylan White against Pavecki, you just think to yourself, if there were fans there, imagine the roar, imagine the reaction. It'd just be amazing. That's what you miss. You miss all this. They want to move Ireland to level. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh, I seen it, Mark. I seen it. Fucking yeah, I seen it. I just don't even know anymore. It's annoying. But what can you do? What can you do? Yeah, what can you do? Yeah, damn right. Speak the truth. That's why you're one of my favorite channels, G-Man. Same with you, D. I love watching your streams as well. That's why I say you get me through. You and some of the guys, you always get us through like the last few hours of work. Whenever you go live in the afternoon or whether you're in your car or something like that, I always lock in. And yeah, I love that. I love it. Gets me through like the last hump of the day. Do I have a Twitter? Not really. I don't use it, to be honest with you, man. Don't use it at all, really. I don't really. The only social media platform I have is YouTube, really. So I'm not really big into social media. Don't use Facebook. Don't use Instagram. Don't use anything really, man. To be honest with you, I know it's just not really me. Savage Babbage versus Big Truck Price. Oh, oh man. That's not a bad fight actually. Price would be way too big, but the pressure of Alan Babbage, we know Pricey doesn't like that. We know Pricey gets uncomfortable. Hmm. Hmm. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. Oh yeah. We should. I've never worn one. Come at me. Unless Huey gets knocked out, his name will forever get mentioned on them cards. Yeah, and Huey's got a good chin, but yeah, it's the name. It's the fact that he's Tyson Fury's cousin. I remember. Did anyone watch the ESPN feed of him versus Povetkin and the roasting that he was getting? They were like, Fury in name only. He ain't nothing like his cousin. They were not. They weren't playing around. My ESPN, where they weren't playing around with Huey Fury. They weren't happy with him. They were not happy with him at all. How long are we going on this? An hour and 30. Nah, we'll keep it going a little bit. Maybe another few minutes anyway. But yeah, what was that I was saying? It would be hilarious. Imagine, oh man. Oh man. Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah, Sky wouldn't be too pleased with that. Man, oh man, that is funny as fuck. Let's see. Mark rants on Niall is vicious. Holy fuck. Well, once I finish this live stream, right, I think I'm gonna order some pizza. Because I'm still off tomorrow. I'm not back to work till Wednesday. Might order some pizza and just have a listen, and then record the next WTF, fight. Damn, I'm looking forward to it. I seen it in my sub feed. It's like 9 minutes, 4 seconds. We gotta go. We gotta watch this. Troll Network. Shout out to him. Go give his channel a look if you haven't already. Troll Network, big up every single time, man. Every time. Happy to have you in the chat, man. Happy to have you in the chat. Pretty certain Hughie's next fight is his last on his matchroom. But yeah, I think you're right there. I think it was a 3-fight deal. I can't imagine Eddie Hearn is going to be in a rush to renew that contract, mate. Seriously. Can't imagine he's going to be in a rush for that. What do you think? How do you think Jose Cepeda does against Taylor Prograis? He'd be good. He'd be game. He's gonna left. He would have left something in the ring after that. We need to see how he looks, because that fight, man, that will take something out of a fighter. Seriously, that's gonna take something out of it. Huge video drop today, man. Then go and check it out, man. Go and check it out, bro. Anytime. I'll check it out after I finish this. I've got videos to watch, man. I've got Mark's video and I'll watch yours. What video did you put out? Because I ain't got no video on my sub feed, bro. Nothing on it yet, man. But anytime, though, anytime. You getting emails from NFL and you have no clue why. I don't know, man. I never get emails from any of them. Maybe it's something to do with maybe you piss someone off in one of your videos, bro. Maybe that's what it is. You start getting the emails coming in. Project White Allen has turned into a cult. Has turned into a. I thought you said, yeah, it says cult following. Project has turned into a Project Savage, another extremely limited fighter with a cult following. Yeah, but you see, you can't really blame Eddie Hearn. Like the fighters with cult followings, there's money to be made out of them. You know, you have to look at it from a business point of view. Dave Allen was putting butts in seats, even if it was for the wrong reason. He's putting butts in seats. So, you know, things like that, you just gotta make do with it, man. That's what they'll do. That's what the promoters will do. It's better. Look, you could have someone who was more skilled, who was technically better, all that good stuff. Might not put butts in seats. You know, they might not put butts in seats. So therefore, what's the point in Eddie Hearn? You're trying to promote them, trying to sell them when you have guys who are limited. They are limited, but they're exciting. They put butts in seats. Eddie Hearn is like, well, money to be made, so I'll make it. Pigeon, big up every time. Smash the like button. There you go, man. There you go. Smash the like button if you haven't already. We've had about 18 people in here. So yeah, give the like button a smash if you haven't already. Appreciate it, people. And again, we got E Machines 34. Big up, G-Man. Big up every time, bro. Every single time. You just made a controversial video. I seen that in my sub feed. I did see that, and I haven't seen it yet, D. I have a lot of videos to catch up on. So a lot of videos to catch up on. You're actually defending Tank Davis, so you're going to get a lot of respect for that one. Oh, man. Tank Davis. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. What a guy. What a guy Tank is. Warrington Sims U, a lot of volume. Yeah, man, that's going to be a good fight. That is going to be a good fight. We're hearing that that's close to being agreed. Now, I am probably in the minority thinking they won't put that. They'll put that on an undercard probably. And the only reason I say that is because Josh Warrington, he sells out leads, which he does. He sells leads out. And if you can't get if you can't get the fans in, then you're going to take a hit. All right. That's no ifs or buts. You're going to take a hit. You're going to take a hit if you can't get the fans in. So they'll probably try and do that on probably on AJ's undercard, maybe as the co-feature. That's what I reckon. If not, they're probably going to try and do it this year as well. So that's just what I'm thinking. That is just what I'm thinking. That's just what I'm thinking. What else we got? David Adeli would crush Tom Little. Yeah, Tom Little, garbage, man. Tom Little, garbage, man. Seriously. I don't know why people act like, oh, yeah, it's a step up. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not. What's your thoughts on the women's Botcha Maximum card just announced? Yeah, like, I think me and Dan summed it up pretty much spot on. Better to have them on their own card. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but this is facts. Better to have the women fight on their own card than to be taking up spots on pay-per-views. That's the way I've been looking at it, So let them fight on their own card. Let them do it. They have that Rachel Ball one on. She's cool. She's all right. She's cool. Katie Taylor fighting. Best name in the world. And we have that other Terry Harper. I would have liked to have seen a rematch with her and Tasha Jonas, but God knows when we'll get that. So, that's the way it is. How badly will the defeat to Joyce derail Dubois' career? Not badly. Not badly, I don't think. Depends on the nature of it. If he goes in there and gets blasted out, yeah, that could cause some issues. But if he's going, it won't derail him too bad, I don't think, man. It's not going to derail him too bad if he loses. It's an educated risk. If he loses, he's still young. Like, he's only got 23. He's plenty of time to recover and do what he needs to. So, nah, it won't derail him too badly. It won't derail him too badly. Yeah, Warrington Shield, probably 2021. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Maybe even headliner on December 5th. I don't know. Like, would they want... They'd want to They want to milk Josh Warrington for those Leeds fans. Fill out Headingley, fill out Ellen Road. Atmosphere is crazy. That's what I'm thinking. Arnold Bazoa versus Alex Sasuti is a sleeper fight for that's a good fight, man. Both guys are 140, aren't they? 140 has some good fights, man. Some good fights. Yeah, that was announced last week. I think it was only announced in the last week for that card. So it's not been given that much, like, they haven't announced much for that card at all, actually, when I think about it. Just think off the top of my head. But that's a decent fight for that card, man. We get fans in. We got Lomachenko versus Teofimo, and that's a good fight. We've got plenty of good fights to look forward to. The October is a good month. In fact, there's lots of fights being announced. It's nice to have boxing back. We are getting some decent fights made. That's the most important thing. As much as I'd love to have fans in attendance, as much as I'd love to have boxing back the way it used to be with, everything, I'd rather it be like this with hardly any fans, with hardly any crowds, than have no fans at all, or have no fights at all. That's what I want. I just want to see boxing again. And it's growing our channels again, which is the main thing. We got our channels back grown because it died. I mean, my channel fucking went to sleep. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun trying to make those videos. So, bros, we just gone over the hour and 20-minute marks. So I'm going to call it quits here. I'm thinking of getting some pizza this evening because fuck it. I've been training all week and I want to get something nice. What's that say? Cody beat Babbage. He tie him up. He'll just tie him up. That's all a Collie would do. He just tie him up. And Selby versus George Cambarosso. George Cambarosso, definitely. I've never rated Lee Selby, even at featherweight. I always looked at him and thought, what is the hype about this guy? He can't punch. They call him slick, but defensively, he's not very good. I'd never understood the hype about Lee Selby. The only thing he had going for him at featherweight was he'd much longer reach, and he had a bit of physical size over people. But in terms of his punching power, feather fisted, never particularly rated the guy, to be honest with you. So, that's my thoughts on Lee Selby. Make it that what you will. So, those are my thoughts on that. And yeah, sure, you got to get the pizza, fam. Been on your mind the entire life, and yeah, no, I was debating whether or not to get it because I have some food at home, but I was like, fuck it, I want some pizza. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna order that. Yeah, and I earned it. Thank you, boys, and they love me. The guys who deliver our pizza love me because I always give them a tip. That's what I do. You got to be a gent and give them a tip as well. So I always tip the pizza guys. I always tip the pizza delivery guys. Um, so I get that, and where we get it, it's from an Italian restaurant. Well, it's not really a restaurant; it's an Italian takeaway. So it's amazing. Like I don't normally eat pizza at all. I never used to get it as a takeaway, but this place in Swords called Fabio's. It's fucking amazing, lads. It is fucking amazing. If you are ever in Dublin and you're ever in Swords, you get food out of this place. It's fucking amazing. I think they've won in Coolock as well, but yes, we've earned it. So peeps, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it quits here. Shout out to everyone who's locked in. We had some good fun. We had a good live stream. I only planned on doing this about 40 minutes. We went about 40 minutes over. I'm going to watch your video now. I'm going to watch Mark's video on Niall Kennedy. And yeah, we're going to call it quits here. Hope you all enjoyed it. That's, yeah, your order has been placed. Yeah, have it in the next hour. Happy days. Thank you very much. Peeps, we're going to call it quits here. Hope all you enjoyed this stream. I don't know what day this week I'm going to do another one. Because what day are we now? We're Monday. Probably maybe Friday or Saturday or maybe Sunday I'll do another one because I'm trying to do, if not one a week, two a week. And I have extra amount of time, until Wednesday. So I'm getting them out there. So peeps, appreciate everything. And yeah, we go what we have here. Good channel, mate. About time. We had a place where we can talk in a civil way. Had Holloway keyboard warrior. Yeah, fuck keyboard warriors, man. Fuck them, man. I don't like any, man. All that, right? It's just such silliness when people are like that, and they're like that in every aspect, man. I've had people who don't even know me, like literally, right? They don't even fucking know me. They don't know nothing about me, but because and like insecure people are the worst. And I'll tell you about this now. I've met people who they come across as real, abrasive, but they're so insecure that they don't even know me. They'll be like, "You see, G, yeah, oh yeah, don't go near him. He's not. Oh, go stay around me. I'm the man." And all this is like, mate, I've said nothing about you. You don't even know me. It's like seriously insecure to say the least. Peace out. Oh, by the way, I give a shout out to D. Before I go, if you haven't already, check out Speaker Mind Sports TV. I always give a shout out to these guys. We know we've got D in the chat, so shout out to him. Go over, check his channel out if you haven't already. D live streams a lot, and he does absolutely great work. Massive amount of respect for D Jefferson. Cool guy, just a gent. Can't say much good things about him, as many good things about him. Shout out to Mark Unrivaled. Big him up. Big Dan's just started making videos, right? So you got to big up Big Dan. He's got I think you've got 60 subs, is it, Dan? Or something like that, in around that. So give him a like, give him a look at. All these channels are in my recommended channels on my playlist or on my YouTube channel. So they're all there. Go and give them all a look. And yeah, shout out to everyone. Hope you all enjoyed it, people. I'll talk to you